Athens, Greece has all the elements of a low-intensity conflict zone. Greece has become ground zero for the Eurozone's fiscal crisis. The austerity measures promoted by the IMF, EU, ECB, otherwise known as the troika, are at the core of the social crisis in Greece.
What happened after troika arrived in Greece is a simple disaster.
Following decades of the expansion of the welfare state, PASOK, the Greek Social Democratic Party, is leading a new era of privatization, layoffs, wage reduction, increasing working hours, and the erosion of collective bargaining rights in exchange for loans from the troika.
The new Social Democratic government, they took advantage of the fiscal crisis of the state and the world crisis in order to make a bigger assault on the working class, something that the right-wing government was not in a position to do.
A lot of people are losing their jobs. They see that they don't have money to buy food for their families.
It seems like there is so much pressure going on right now that people feel that they can't take this anymore.
They have degraded us, not only cut our salaries, but also our integrity.
We feel that we are the human economical hamsters.
These austerity measures have led to an increase in the official unemployment rate, now at nearly 17%, with a youth unemployment rate of over 43%. Social pressure has mounted. In the first few months of 2011, Greece witnessed a 40% increase in the suicide rate. On October 19th and 20th, much of Greek public and private infrastructure was brought to a complete halt during a 48-hour general strike called by the ADEDY and the GSEE. Most public transportation closed down, taxi drivers left their cars parked, national television and public-owned media went on strike, lawyers and judges refused to issue any judicial decisions, ports were shut down, dentists and doctors joined in, as did workers in banks and tax offices. Food and fuel supplies were even affected, as customs officials went on strike and gas stations were shut down. Before the two-day general strike, civil servants had already occupied several government buildings, including one housing the Finance Ministry office. Garbage workers had also been on strike for over 2 weeks. The strikes followed an earlier two-day transportation strike, a one-day occupation of Syntagma Square, a taxi strike, and a strike at many historical and archaeological sites. Tax collectors refused to collect taxes, and businesses refused to pay the tax increase on the food and hospitality industry. Electricity workers are now refusing to turn off the power for those who cannot afford to pay their bills which have increased significantly since the newly imposed property tax.
Everybody's kind of starting to realize that this system is really wrong from the core.
We have to get back to our common sense everywhere in the world. I mean, this is a completely irrational system. There are people that they think that this is an opportunity to rethink and change their whole life, take their lives back to their hands.
Despite the two-day general strike and the largest demonstration in living memory on Wednesday, October 19, Greek Prime Minister Papandreou was able to get austerity measures approved by Parliament, with 154 votes in favour and 144 votes against, with 2 lawmakers not casting a vote. Only hours before the vote in Parliament, a demonstration saw fierce infighting between the demonstrators. The security team of PAM, the umbrella union of KKE, the Stalinist Communist Party, was blocking other demonstrators' access to Parliament to protect the building. They later received praise from across the parliamentary spectrum for their actions.
Since the morning they were like attacks to people that were just trying to pass through the lines of the PAME just to get near to the parliament. The PAME cooperated with the police openly.
In the ensuing clashes, more than 80 demonstrators of PAME were injured, while 53-year-old Dimitri Kotsaridis died from heart failure, thought to be caused by inhaling the police-thrown tear gas. The coming weeks and months promise even further tension, with public transit strikes being planned and a demonstration on November 17th that will mark the anniversary of the 1973 Polytechnic uprising against the US-supported regime of colonels.
And we'll be here. if there is a strike next week, the following week, until something is done.
And today we have the problem here in Greece. Tomorrow to Italy, to Spain, to Ireland, all over the world. We are in an economical world.
I think that we should all kind of think about what is going to happen in the future and how we can contribute to it.